Hello everybody, this is Dr. Novak again. In this video I'm going to talk about guppies. But before I get into it, somebody asked me a question, which I thought was a good question. I thought I'd bring it up, about when you clean your canister filter, let's say, and you have BCB bags or BCB basket, like I show in my videos, and you pull it out, and all you have to do is rinse it, and that's it. And you clean your canister filter, and then you put it back in. They asked me, well, first of all, when you pull it out, all the water is going to drain out of it, but it is going to remain moist. And I said, that's correct. So you don't have to worry about it. And I said, but when I put it back into the canister or back into my hang on the back filter or whatever, and it's going to be exposed to new oxygenated water. And that oxygenated water is going to get sucked into the BCB bag or basket. Now, everything that you've tried to achieve with that basket or bag is redundant, because once the bacteria sees oxygen, it uses that and won't be doing the denitrification process. I said, you're absolutely right. I said, the thing about it is, as long as the substrate remains wet, the bacteria is going to be there. You're absolutely correct. I said, now it fills back up when you change your canister or whatever, or you clean your sump or you hang on the back filter, and the oxygenated water comes in and saturates it. That bacteria will be utilizing that oxygenated water until it depletes it of oxygen. Now that could take 24 hours or so to deplete that oxygen, 24, 48 hours to deplete that oxygen. But it will become depleted. Okay, that is a gimme. The new oxygenated water that goes in, because remember, you're not pumping water through the basket or BCB bag. It goes in, soaks everything, and then after that, it starts the same process of diffusion and bringing in ions. But by that time, the bacteria that's in it, the facultative bacteria, under the anoxic zone is now gone. And that's what they said. The anoxic zone is gone. I said, yeah, but it will reestablish itself very quickly because you've already have the bacteria. They will utilize all the oxygen because you've now given them available oxygen. And once the oxygen layers start all over again, then your anoxic filter starts all over again within a matter of 24 to 48 hours, because your oxygen will be depleted in the center, and then it will go back to normal. So they didn't know that, but it was a good question, because yeah, it doesn't make sense if you pull the bags out or the basket out and then you put it back in, it's going to fill up full of highly oxygenated water. The bacteria just use the oxygen. You know, they're dimorphic, therefore they can use oxygen or steal their oxygen from another source. Okay, so let's get into the video. The antique tank that which you see on my left, and that would be your right, but it's on my left, is full of guppies. And guppies have been extremely unreliable. Now, I've watched video. I decided before I did this video to look at guppies. Some people are truthful, some people are not very truthful. And I'll get into that. I went to order guppies, on the Amazon. They state male guppies only. Okay, if you're going to buy these, you're going to get nothing but males. But usually with guppies, because they only have 1 year to 3 years of life in them, you're going to want male and female so you can breed them and everything else. And then some of them will state family. Well, family to me means you're going to have male and female. But no, I got some from that vendor. They were all males. Why don't you tell people up front and be honest? They're all males. They're not any females in there. Okay, so let's go back in time. Let's go in the Wayback Machine. Back in the 60s, when I was a child, one of the staples of selling fish were guppies. You can go to the store, you can buy guppies, and as a child, and you can have a wonderful experience with guppies. Just a wonderful experience. They would breed for you. You could actually start tanks and maybe even start mixing them. And for a child, it was a learning experience because you learned about live-bearing fish. Mollies were another one. But it always seemed like your staple, your bread and butter fish were guppies for a child. Parents would take you in. I remember that. My mom would take me to Woolco, and in the back they had a fish department, you know, and sometimes she would say, oh, you know, would you like a fish, you know, and you'd always like guppies, swordtails, any of your live-bearing fish that you would like them because you liked seeing them giving live birth and your tank grow with fish. And it was just a wonderful experience as a child. Excuse me. That experience is gone today. Where did it go with guppies? I bought in guppies, and like I bought these guppies, I must have bought 35, 40 guppies. I'm lucky if I even have 10 left. They're in a quarantine tank. They're by themselves. This has happened to me time and time again. Guppies are no longer for the beginner. They just keep dying. You buy them, and within a few days, your whole tank could be wiped out of guppies. You can't buy them from a big box store. Forget the big box stores out there, you know, like Petco, PetSmart. They die within a matter of days. I've been to those stores. I've even talked to the employees that run the fish department, and they said, we don't get guppies because they die. They even die on us. This is ridiculous. This used to be a child's beginner fish. And I've seen videos today. Oh, they're hardy. They're great. They're good fish for beginner. They're not. They die. Then you have the other camp. And I've even gotten them from breeders. And they don't last. They don't breed. They don't do it. They just die. And then I talk to some people and they say, well, you know, when you get the fish, you need to treat them. And I said, hold it. You mean you know you're selling sick fish to people? So instead of saying, oh, I will sell you these fish, but you got to go over there to the counter where all the chemicals is, and I'll show you what chemicals you got to buy. You would say, you know what? You need these fish more than me. I'm not going to put all kinds of chemicals in my tank because I'm buying new fish. I'm quarantining these fish, watching them, and some people would say, well, you need to give them chemicals. Why? Why are you then selling sick fish to begin with? Would you buy a cat, dog, or a canary and have it already sick? You would say, no. Does it have papers? Has it been to the vet? Has it gotten its shots? Has it been looked at before you buy it? Why is it that we accept with an animal like guppies that we immediately need to treat it with chemicals? Well, then tell people that when they buy it, that if you buy this particular fish, like a guppy, you need to buy chemicals right away and put chemicals in your tank to help the fish along because they are so weak and so... How many people then would buy them if you said that to them? Oh, they're so weak and fragile, they're going to get sick, they're going to start dying on you. I must have had 35, 40 guppies. I'm lucky if I have 10 left. And this is just in a matter of days. They have died. Boom, 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 one after another. This shouldn't be, but this has happened to me time and time again. I'd love to have guppies, but you can't find a good strain of guppies. And I went to one of the fish stores here that are outside the realm of the big box stores. They're guppies. I think maybe the ones I bought at the fish store, I must have no more than, I bought maybe 15 of them, maybe have 3 of them left. They all died within days, within 2-3 days, boom, gone, dead. But this has happened to me in the past. That's why I'm bringing it up. This isn't a one-time show with guppies. I bought guppies before. Within a matter of short time, they're dead. Well, some people would say they could be older. Okay, I give that because guppies aren't long-lived. Or they come in infected. Why are you selling then infected fish? Why are you selling fish that aren't going to live, that are infected? I can take just about any fish out there and put it in an aquarium, and it will make it. I even bought goldfish at hundreds of dollars, and they were beaten up from shipment. Tells you they may get beaten up. Put them in the tank. They recovered nothing. Guppies, boom. You order them. Half the shipment came in dead already. And the other part of the shipment that I ordered from that vendor, most of them died within days. This is the kind of garbage you're getting with guppies. Yet you'll watch videos, and the video where the guy has a store raves about them. Oh, guppies, you do this, you do that. That's if they can live. And then you get the other video of the person like me who's buying them. And I'm a skilled hobbyist. If I can't keep them alive, unless I have to buy chemical, and why should I buy any drugs or chemicals to put in my tank? That means you purposely sold me sick fish. You purposely knew what they were when you sold them. Instead of you treating them and make sure they're healthy, you want me to spend the money and treat them to make sure they're healthy. No. Nobody should. That's why I'm making this video. If you're out there, you're a new hobbyist, you want to buy guppies, don't buy them. Boycott them. The odds are they are not going to make it. The odds are they are going to infect your tank, or the odds are you're going to waste your money. You could spend $30, $40 on guppies. The odds are they're all going to die on you in a very short time, and you're going to just waste your money. You might as well take your money and throw it in the trash can. Guppies today, and then you start finding out they've been so interbred for colors. They're weak. They don't have the immune system anymore like they did back in the 60s when we were children. Boycott them. Just stay away from them. And I think if people just start boycotting guppies altogether, they're going to have to change the way they're selling guppies to people. Because why is it the responsibility of the consumer to immediately buy a fish and immediately have to treat it? You shouldn't have to do that. I've been in this hobby a long time. I do not treat fish unless they come up sick in the tank for some reason. But because the way I have set up my tanks, all fish get sick, all fish can die. But I don't really have to treat my whole tank, because when I go to buy my fish, for example, I went to the fish store and I look at all the fish, and one tank, the fish were full of ick. Do you think I'm going to buy any fish out of that tank that's full of ick? No. It's the responsibility of the store owner now to shut that tank down and to give it a treatment, an ick treatment, raise the temperature, whatever. Not my responsibility. But the unsuspected hobbyist walks in a fish store, and some of the fish maybe have ick, and then they buy some of those fish, and then they bring them home, and their whole tank gets ick. Okay, that's not the consumer's responsibility. That is the people selling the fish's responsibility to make sure the animals they are selling to us are healthy. So, yes, I'm bitching. I'm bitching because I'm sick and tired of, I want guppies, but I'm sick and tired of getting them, and they're guaranteed, no matter how many I buy, how much money I spend, to wind up just dying within a matter of days. Yet I could buy any other fish out there and he'll do just fine because my water parameters are so good. And my water parameters are so good. I remember once, long time ago, and this was when I lived in the suburbs of Chicago. There's an aquarium store in Lombard, Illinois. And there was a guy who owned it named Jim. I don't know if he still owns it or not. And he knew who I was. He knew I was an ichthyologist. He knew I was dealt in microbiology and everything. Because even some of his employees would talk to me and say, oh, we're interested in ichthyology. Should I go to school or aquatic microbiology? And I would tell them the truth, of what kind of job or what kind of pay you're going to expect to get that degree and will you get the money back. But anyway, so he knew. So I remember to this day, I shopped there for years and I bought some apistogrammas. I put them in my tank. By the next day, they were dead. Okay, it happens. Something could have been wrong with them. I don't know. Put them in a quarantine tank. They're dead the next day. Now, I knew my water quality in that tank was absolute because already by then I was using plenums and oxy filters because I knew the water quality was excellent. Took the fish, told Jim, I said, look, the fish died. Oh, bring in a water sample. I thought, what? And I thought, okay, I'm not above the law. I brought in a water sample. He tested it. Oh, this is an aquarium water. I said, what do you mean? Oh, this is tap water. I said, no, I pulled it right out of my aquarium. You said you wanted a sample. I went home, got you a sample. Here it is. This is tap water. Well, why do you think it's tap water? Oh, because all water has nitrogen in it, nitrates. This has no nitrates in it. I said, yeah, my water doesn't have nitrates in it. So if you go to test it, you're going to probably test up with 0 nitrates. It's that clean. Oh, no, that is just tap water. So he's calling me a liar. So I said, I'll tell you what, Jim. I'll tell you what. Let's go to my house right now. I will give you $20,000. You test that tank out. Because you're calling me a liar that that's not my tank water. Anyhow, I never did business with the guy ever again. Never went back. I think the name of the store is Trop Aquatics. I thought, you're a pile of crap. Telling a customer, a professional, that they're lying to you. This is tap water. And, he never did come over. I said, I'll bet you $20,000 right now. You come to my house right now, bring all your test kits, and I'll let you test my water. Believe me, people, when I say this, I've had people challenge me and bring in professional DVMs to my ponds and stuff, pull out, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of test equipment and start testing my pond and everything else because they didn't believe me. They had to test it. And then they ate their own words because it tested out fine, just like I told them it would. But the point being is, I know my water quality is good. So if these guppies are coming in and I have high class water and they're dying on me, what do you think they're going to do for the new person whose maybe tank just got broken in and it's 3 months old or whatever, and they have a child and they walk in and the kid says, oh, I like these little guppies. They're as good as dead. The sooner they put them in the bag, they're as good as dead. Or they're running back saying, oh, my guppies are sick. Oh, and the store clerk then takes them over. Here, you're going to need this. Well, what are they doing? Oh, they're shimming, or oh, then you're going to need this chemical or this gram negative or gram positive chemical. You're going to need this. Right away, the customer is thinking they did something wrong. Now they have to buy chemicals, and now they're on the chemical path. you know, the road to perdition is paved with good intentions, right? You know, they have all the good intentions of the world. But the people who sold them the fish knew those fish were not going to make it the day they sold them and put them in that bag and handed them to the customer. They knew it. So if you're watching this video, you're thinking about guppies, don't. Unless you know somebody who's breeding guppies and you know them personally and they will give you some of their hardy guppies, that's one thing. Going to any store, even a big store, they all get their fish from the same market, the same place. And they're all lousy guppies. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your time. Don't get your children disappointed, or don't get you disappointed if you decide you want to have guppies. Because even on my tank, buying like 40 guppies, and I'm lucky if I have 10 that live. And like I said, I bought guppies thinking that maybe I'll get a better strand of guppies sending away for them. More than half of them came DOA. More than half of them were already dead in the bag. And the bag stuck. It really, so what do you got? You got this stinky bag, whatever fish are, you can't acclimate them. You really have to now get them into the tank, okay? But I bought other guppies from Mother. So I did want to make this video, just if people are going to say, oh, you rant and rave. No, I'm telling people the truth. If I'm a professional and I have excellent water quality and I can't keep them alive, what are your chances if you're not absolute with your tanks? And I know there are people out there who have guppies and they're very successful. But it seems like through the years, I have bought guppies and they just die. They just die one after another. They just die. And it only seems to be the guppies. I heard other people complain about rams are doing the same thing. They're buying rams and they don't seem to be living more than a year. Okay, because something's happening with the rams. I can't, verify that, but I can verify guppies because through the years I have bought guppies over and over again, and it happens again and again and again. It wasn't like when I was a child. I mean, I even talked to people, whether it be men or women, who had guppies when they were children. They said, "Oh, my tank was full of them. They just kept breeding, and I had a tank full of them. I had a few guppies. Before you knew it, I had a whole tank full of guppies. All the rest of my fish died, but not the guppies." It's not that way today. Store owners are still, exploiting people with bull crap of guppies are good. No, just bypass the guppy. Don't even go for it unless you know exactly who you're getting from and they're healthy fish. Because I bought them from aquarium stores, I bought them from the big box stores, all the big box, they all die in a very short time, and I have excellent water quality. So I just want to get that out there about guppies. They're garbage fish. And there's lots of reasons that they give, I know, on YouTube, which you can watch it, of why they're dying. It could be old. It could be this. Most of them, they said, one guy just told the truth, most of them are infected. They're already knocking on heaven's door when you get them. And it's not up to the consumer to treat them. It's not up to you to treat these fish. These fish should be treated. They should be quarantined. They should be treated either at the dealer or at the seller to make sure that these are healthy animals that you're getting. Because you wouldn't buy a sick animal if you saw a dog or something. You'd say, hey, does it have its shots? Has it seen the vet? You're going to be asking questions because you're paying $1,500 for a dog or whatever, or a cat. Has it seen the vet? Oh, yeah, it's got to have all of its shot, all of its paperwork. Why is it we buy fish that are garbage and we're expected to buy the chemicals to cure them because they're so weak or they're already infected with something? So I just wanted to bring that up. If you're a newbie watching this, don't buy guppies. You're going to be disappointed. Very disappointed. You're going to just be throwing your money away. Buy something that's going to live. And no matter how excellent your water quality is, the store is going to challenge you and say, oh, bring in a sample of your water quality. And it's more than probably enough if it doesn't have ammonia, it doesn't have nitrites, and let's say it only has 5 or 10 parts per million of nitrates or what. It's probably more than good enough for guppies. But, you know, they're going to want you to do that, go through the hassle, and you're the one who's going to have to stand there and waste your money. And then when you talk to the people behind the scenes, they turn around and tell you, no, we don't even like carrying them because they die, even in our tank. Every day we're scooping them out. So we don't even like carrying guppies anymore. So that's this video. It's a little ranting, I understand, but I'm just trying to protect people. Don't waste your money on guppies. They're just garbage. They're a garbage fish today until the industry straightens them out so they're hardier or start selling hardier guppies. Then you can go out and buy them and have fun just like we did back in the 60s. So this is Dr. Novak. Until next time, happy fish keeping. I hope this video helps. I can't stress enough, stay away from guppies. Just boycott them. They're a garbage fish being sold today. I'd even highly recommend goldfish over a guppy. I'd even highly recommend a feeder goldfish over a guppy. That's how bad guppies have become. So until next time, happy fishing.